Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Great League Remix, and let's see what team we're going to be running with. We're going to have the Shadow Empoleon paired with the Shadow Gligar, and then the Froslass in the back. Alright, so here, unfortunately, we are taking a lot of fast move pressure as the Incinerates are dealing neutral damage towards this Empoleon. They are going to look for the farm down, and they get the farm down and come out with 100 energy. So that was fantastic by them. Here we're going to show the first one, ends up being the Thunder Punch bait, and unfortunately for us, they're going to be able to get to another move here. This is going to be the Blast Burn. We show the Blast Burn looking for a farm down. No farm down, but they are going to be able to throw another move here. Ends up being the Thunder Punch. We are going to be able to survive that. We have to try to figure a way to beat this Goodra now. This Goodra is going to throw a move at this Froslass first. No shield by us because we have no shields, and that's going to put us in danger of whatever's in the back. What is that? A Toxapex? Toxapex here is going to be pretty decent against our Froslass as it's fairly tanky and it has a shield. They're going to be able to throw this brine here to take out our Froslass, and now all we have is the Gligar. Gligar here has to throw at least 2 moves. We're going to go for this dig here. Let's see if it's enough to take it out. They do decide to shield it, forcing us to use more energy. This dig here will take out the Toxapex, but do we have enough health for any move? No. So that Goodra was able to farm us down, unfortunately. So the Typhlosion actually did a ton of work towards us, just cleaning up a ton of our Pokemon. So that was a little bit unfortunate. Here we have the Empoleon versus the Ninetale. Really good lead for us. They switch out into the Delayed. We have the Gligar for this situation. We're going to allow the first one to go through. Leap Blade is neutral damage, and our opponent here is almost at another move, so we're going to have to throw this Arrow Ace. It does grab a shield, and then our opponent here, we actually match the shield because we think that we can just farm this down. Yeah, we do get the farm down, so that's pretty decent. We know that there's a Ninetales, so let's see if they bring it back in. They decided to bring it back in. It is running the charm, so we are able to survive that, and we are able to get to this dig here. Does roughly 50%. They switch out immediately into their Gligar, but we have the Froslass for them. So unfortunately for them, they had kind of bad alignment, and we had some really good counters for their front line and their back line. So the play right there was just to maintain alignment, and that's exactly what we did. Next game, we have the Mirror Empoleon. So Empoleon here versus Empoleon. We're going to see who's going to be able to win CAP, who's going to shield, who's going to want to win the lead. Here we find out that we are not able to win CAP. So we're going to shield the first one here through our own Hydro Cannon. The Hydro Cannon does get through, so that's interesting. Here we're going to have our move potentially pot, so they decide to switch out. But we were aware of that, and we have the Froslass for this Goodra. It is going to grab a shield, so at least we get the shield back. Our opponent here is going to be able to throw a move here. Thunder Punch gets chosen, doesn't quite KO. Going to get to another move. They are able to get the farm down though. So farm down is going to allow them to have some energy, and we're going to go for our Empoleon here immediately. Throw this Dropek. Will it get the shield? It does not, so we at least get that Goodra out with a lot of energy. They come back in with their Dragon Knight. So they end up having the double dragon team here. We're going to grab a shield here, switch out into our Gligar. This Gligar is trying to get to a Arrow Ace soon. We are going to have to tank this move here. Our opponent here does stay in for a little bit. We're going to throw this Arrow Ace immediately, take out this Dragon Knight, and try our best to farm it down. And we do get the farm down. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Gligar barely hanging on. It was a pretty solid team that we were facing. The Empoleon Double Dragon, pretty good solid team. Here we have a really favorable matchup. This Auroras here does switch out into the Giratina. Okay, interesting. Giratina here is going to be able to get to this ominous wind bait. However, the most important thing is we want to grab a shield or get this Giratina low enough to farm down with something. We are going to grab that shield, and then our opponent just fire off another move. we decide to let this one go and decide to come in with the Gligar. Gligar here is going to look for a potential farm down at this point because we know that this is another ominous win. And we do get the farm down, so Gligar with some energy, hoping to win the game. Our opponent does come back with the Auroras, but then they counter swap immediately into the Gallade. Gallade here has to throw a move, ends up being the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade here is going to barely not take us out. We take out the Gallade with our own Empoleon. And then we're just going to rely on the fast move pressure here, and we do get the farm down. So GG's to our opponent right there. Had to basically just use Empoleon to perfection to win that game. All right, next game, let's see what we find. That was a very, very interesting team. Auroras with the Gallade is an interesting core. All right, here we go. Empoleon versus Empoleon. They are not the Shadow. We are representing the Shadow Empoleon, so we're just going to let them throw it first because we know we can survive it. However, we're going to shield here to keep the health of the Empoleon for the one shield. So we get a shield from them. We're just playing this out in the one shield right now. We're going to fire off our own Hydro Cannon. This Hydro Cannon here was CAP, so we do win CAP. Our opponent here does throw the Hydro Cannon as well. It gets us into the red first. And since we know that we win CAP, we're just going to fire it off immediately. This Hydro Cannon will KO or get the last shield. They decide to just let it go, that's fine. And then we're going to go into our Froslass when they reveal Gligar. So far, Gligar is staying in for now. We are going to let this one go, ends up being the Aerial Ace. And then our opponent ends up revealing that they had another Flyer. So the Shadow Zapdos here is going to struggle against this Froslass. Not only do we have energy advantage, but we're also applying fast move pressure. They do go for the shield to get this move off, but we know that we are very close to the move, so we're just going to go for another Avalanche. This is going to take out the Zapdos, and then we're going to have to farm as much as possible with this Gligar, and exactly that. So we are able to get to another Avalanche. This is going to take out the Gligar, and boom! Down goes the Gligar. Shadow Gligar and Shadow Zapdos in the back. Doesn't want to see that Froslass. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.